The interesting thing about citizen journalism isn't just that you have citizens acting as traditional journalists. What's really interesting about citizen journalism is that you also have citizens doing all kinds of jobs that traditional journalists didn't do, because traditional journalists work full-time. With citizen journalism, you have a situation where someone can commit an act of journalism, as it were. Someone can have a single piece of information, be following a single piece of news, be in a single place and take a single photograph and still contribute that to the news stream. And so it isn't just having a bunch of new actors in the journalistic ecosystem that's the difference. It's also having a much wider range of participation than we used to have.
The evolution of journalism is a fairly young phenomenon. The evolution of citizen journalism is much younger. So I think we have two forces here contending. One is people have the power to publish that they never had before, and people have sources of information, access to sources of information that they never had before. On the other hand, how do you determine what's true and what's not? There's an awful lot of false information. Tremendous amount of information, misinformation, and disinformation travels on these networks. So will citizen journalism not only democratize access to broadcasting, but will it serve, however imperfectly, as the kind of filter that mainstream journalism has served?
I think citizen journalism is really important. First, ordinary people, there's a lot more ordinary people than there are professional journalists, so sometimes they can find things out that professional journalists won't know about, and at least in the United States, citizen journalists are more likely to speak truth to power than traditional journalists. On the other hand, traditional journalists have organizations which can help with things like fact-checking or professional editing, and there are a lot of citizen journalists who sometimes forget to check facts. On the other hand, there are professional journalists who have access to fact checkers but forget to use them.